In the heart of California, flames consumed everything in their path: homes, dreams, and lives. But from the ashes rises a question: is this destruction, or a chance for rebirth? This is not just a story of fire, but of resilience, hope, and the power of unity. Are you ready to rise? In recent days, the state of California, USA, has been facing an unprecedented and devastating wildfire disaster, particularly ravaging the Los Angeles area. This wildfire has quickly become one of the most catastrophic in California's history, leaving behind scorched earth, destroyed homes, and shattered communities. The scale of destruction is staggering. Over 2,000 homes have been reduced to ashes, and the economic loss is estimated at nearly $60 billion USD. More than 130,000 people have been forced to evacuate their homes, fleeing with only essential belongings, uncertain if they will have anything to return to. Tragically, at least 5 lives have been lost in this relentless inferno, each one a painful reminder of the fragility of human life in the face of nature's fury. This disaster has been fueled by relentless drought conditions in Southern California, turning forests and fields into a vast sea of dry tinder. The notorious Santa Ana winds, scorching and unpredictable, have swept through the region, fanning the flames and pushing them into new territories with alarming speed. Firefighters are battling tirelessly, yet the scale and intensity of the blaze have overwhelmed containment efforts. Amid the devastation, the response has been swift yet daunting. On January 9th, President Joe Biden acknowledged the severity of the crisis, calling it one of the most destructive wildfires California has ever faced. He described the situation as an ongoing nightmare for thousands of affected families. In response, the National Guard has been deployed to support exhausted firefighters and aid in emergency rescue operations, providing critical relief to communities in peril. This wildfire is more than a natural disaster. It is a stark reminder of how vulnerable we are, and how crucial it is for communities to stand together in times of adversity. As flames continue to consume the land, the resilience and unity of the people become the beacon of hope that this devastation cannot extinguish.
Throughout history, humanity has witnessed the devastating power of fire. From ancient times to modern-day disasters, flames have repeatedly tested the resilience and unity of communities worldwide. The destructive force of fire spares no one, leaving behind ruins and memories of loss. One of the earliest and most notorious fires was the Great Fire of London in 1666. The blaze consumed vast portions of the city, destroying more than 13,000 houses and leaving tens of thousands homeless. The fire reshaped the city, forcing authorities to rethink urban planning and implement stricter building regulations. This historical tragedy reminds us that even in developed societies, disasters can bring unimaginable destruction. In more recent times, the world has watched in shock as the Amazon rainforest, often called the lungs of the earth, burned uncontrollably in 2019. Millions of acres of critical rainforest were lost, threatening global biodiversity and accelerating climate change. The Amazon fires highlighted the urgent need for global environmental action and responsibility. Similarly, Australia faced one of its worst wildfire seasons in 2019 to 2020. Known as the Black Summer, the fires scorched nearly 19 million hectares, destroyed thousands of homes, and claimed the lives of over 30 people and an estimated 1 billion animals. This disaster served as a grim warning of the intensifying impacts of climate change. Despite these tragic events, history also shows how communities have come together in the aftermath of destruction. Rebuilding cities, restoring forests, and supporting each other in times of crisis are testaments to human strength and compassion. These stories from the past serve as critical reminders that while fire can devastate, it also challenges humanity to rise, rebuild, and renew. As we reflect on these historical fires, we must ask ourselves, what lessons have we truly learned? And how can we apply those lessons today to prevent future tragedies? In the aftermath of the devastating wildfires, behind every pile of ash and debris lies a deeply human story. Families, once secure in the comfort of their homes, now face the harsh reality of loss and displacement. Yet, in these moments of despair, extraordinary stories of resilience, courage, and unity emerge. Take the story of the Thompson family from Los Angeles. Their home, a place filled with decades of memories, was reduced to rubble within hours. As the flames closed in, they had only minutes to evacuate, leaving behind all their belongings. Despite the overwhelming grief, the Thompsons chose not to focus on what they had lost, but on what they still had: their lives and each other. In the weeks following the disaster, they joined local volunteer groups to help rebuild homes for others, proving that compassion can rise even in the darkest times. Similarly, Maria Gonzalez, a single mother of two, barely escaped the encroaching fire. With nothing but the clothes on their backs, she and her children found shelter at a local community center. Though she had lost everything, Maria didn't let despair consume her. She began organizing donation drives within the shelter, collecting food, clothing, and essential supplies for other displaced families. Maria's determination and selflessness became a beacon of hope for many others struggling to cope. Communities have also shown remarkable solidarity. Neighborhoods that were once merely familiar faces have become strong support networks. Volunteers, firefighters, and neighbors have united to provide shelter, distribute supplies, and offer emotional support. Stories of strangers opening their homes to evacuees, local businesses offering free services, and volunteers working tirelessly to rescue animals left behind exemplify the boundless capacity for kindness during crisis. One inspiring example is a group of high school students who created an online platform to connect wildfire victims with resources. They gathered donations, coordinated temporary housing, and even arranged counseling services for those traumatized by the disaster. Their actions prove that resilience knows no age and that every contribution, no matter how small, makes a difference. Moreover, the resilience of the natural world mirrors that of humanity. Charred landscapes slowly show signs of life as green shoots emerge from the scorched earth. This quiet renewal offers a profound symbol of recovery, nature's way of reminding us that healing is always possible. These stories of survival and solidarity highlight the incredible strength of the human spirit. They remind us that while fire may destroy homes and possessions, it cannot extinguish hope, kindness, or the unyielding drive to rebuild. It is in the ashes that we find the seeds of new beginnings. In reflecting on these personal accounts, we are called to recognize the importance of community and the enduring power of resilience. Through every act of kindness and every effort to rebuild, we move one step closer to recovery and renewal. Fire, in its raw and untamed form, has long been a symbol of both destruction and renewal. In the Bible, the story of Sodom and Gomorrah stands as a stark reminder of how fire can be an instrument of judgment and purification. These two ancient cities, consumed by sin and corruption, were ultimately destroyed by fire and brimstone. Yet this act was not solely an act of punishment, but also a form of divine cleansing, a way to remove the old and pave the way for something new. This duality of fire, its power to destroy and renew, is mirrored in nature. In ecosystems worldwide, fire plays a vital role in maintaining balance and fostering regeneration. Forests that have stood for centuries often rely on periodic fires to clear out dead and decaying material, allowing new growth to thrive. Certain species of trees, such as the lodgepole pine, have cones that only open and release seeds under intense heat. The wildfires that ravage our landscapes today carry echoes of this natural cycle. While the destruction they leave behind is profound, these fires also create opportunities for renewal. Nutrients released into the soil from burned vegetation enrich the earth, making it fertile for new plant life. Over time, what was once a barren, charred wasteland transforms into a thriving ecosystem, full of diversity and resilience. The symbolism of fire extends beyond nature into the fabric of human existence. Historically, societies have used fire in rituals to signify transformation. From the burning of effigies to ceremonial flames that mark significant life changes, fire has been seen as a bridge between endings and new beginnings. It represents the human need to let go of the past, confront what must be destroyed, and emerge stronger and wiser. Today, as wildfires increasingly devastate communities, we are confronted with the pressing question: what needs to change in our way of life? Perhaps these fires are not merely natural disasters, but wake-up calls, opportunities for humanity to reassess its relationship with the environment. The unchecked expansion into wildfire-prone areas, the negligence in managing forests, and the relentless consumption of resources have intensified these disasters. Yet, within this destruction lies the potential for transformation. Communities affected by wildfires often rebuild not just their homes, but their values and priorities. Green initiatives emerge, stricter environmental policies are enforced, and a renewed respect for nature takes root. This societal rebirth mirrors the ecological regeneration that follows a fire. Just as forests grow back stronger and more resilient, so too can humanity emerge wiser and more harmonious with the natural world. The biblical narrative of fire as a means of purification invites us to reflect on our own lives. What aspects of our existence need to be cleansed or transformed? Are there destructive habits, societal structures, or global practices that must be burned away for us to grow and thrive? These questions challenge us to view devastation not as the end but as a critical turning point, a moment to discard the old and nurture the new. In both nature and faith, fire is a powerful force of transformation. It strips away what is unnecessary and reveals the foundation upon which something stronger can be built. As we witness the destructive force of wildfires, we must also recognize the opportunity they present for renewal, not just of the land but of our collective conscience. The flame, both feared and revered, continues to teach us that from ashes can rise to new life. In destruction, there is space for growth; in endings, the promise of beginnings. Let us not only rebuild our homes and communities but also renew our commitment to living in harmony with the earth. For it is in understanding and respecting the dual nature of fire that we find the path to a more sustainable and resilient future. In the wake of devastating wildfires, one truth becomes undeniably clear: the strength of a community is its greatest defense against tragedy. While flames can destroy homes, forests, and entire towns, they cannot extinguish the resilience, compassion, and unity of people standing together. Communities facing disaster often find strength in each other, forming bonds that transcend differences and hardships. In California, stories of heroism and solidarity have emerged as testaments to the power of community. Neighbors have risked their lives to warn and evacuate others. Local businesses have opened their doors to provide shelter, and volunteers from distant cities have arrived to lend a helping hand. From firefighters tirelessly battling the infernos to everyday citizens distributing supplies, every act of courage and kindness becomes a beacon of hope. Take the story of the Rivera family, who turned their unaffected home into a temporary shelter for displaced families. They provided food, water, and comfort to strangers who had nowhere else to turn. Their selfless actions inspired others in the neighborhood to contribute, transforming their small act of kindness into a community-wide relief effort. Churches and community centers have also become vital support hubs, organizing food drives, collecting donations, and offering emotional support to those grappling with loss. This spirit of giving aligns with the biblical teaching in Galatians 6:2, "Carry each other's burdens, and in this way, you will fulfill the law of Christ." In times of adversity, this commandment encourages us to lift one another, reminding us that no one should face hardship alone. Youth groups and students have taken the initiative as well. Many have organized online fundraising campaigns, gathered essential supplies, and coordinated rescue missions for abandoned pets. Their involvement demonstrates that compassion and leadership know no age limits. Even the smallest efforts, a warm meal, a place to rest, or a comforting word, have a profound impact on those who have lost everything. Beyond immediate relief, these acts of solidarity lay the foundation for long-term recovery. Communities rebuild not just structures but relationships, trust, and shared purpose. Local governments and nonprofits have partnered to implement sustainable rebuilding efforts, ensuring homes are safer and more resilient to future disasters. This collective action exemplifies how unity transforms tragedy into an opportunity for renewal. Natural disasters like wildfires test the very core of society, but within that trial lies an opportunity to strengthen bonds and reaffirm our shared humanity. When individuals come together, united by empathy and a sense of duty, they become a force stronger than any flame. As we witness the devastation left by these fires, let us remember that recovery is not solely about rebuilding what was lost. It's about fostering a spirit of unity that can withstand any storm. Together, we can transform devastation into hope and loss into a new beginning. As the smoke clears and the embers cool, the aftermath of destruction leaves behind not only ashes but also the seeds of new beginnings. The wildfires that once raged with relentless fury now offer us an opportunity to reflect, rebuild, and renew. Though the land has been scarred and lives have been upended, the human spirit remains unbroken. In the face of devastation, hope emerges as a powerful force. Communities rise, hands join, and hearts open. The same flames that consumed forests and homes have ignited a deeper sense of unity, resilience, and purpose. This collective strength becomes the foundation upon which recovery begins. Nature, too, offers a profound lesson. From charred soil, green shoots begin to sprout. Forests that seemed lost forever start to reclaim life, proving that destruction does not signify the end, but rather a chance for renewal. Just as the land heals, so too can our communities and spirits mend and grow stronger. Now is the time for each of us to act, not only to rebuild what has been lost, but to forge a future more mindful of our environment and more connected to one another. Let this tragedy awaken in us a greater commitment to sustainability, compassion, and collective responsibility. As the Bible reminds us in Romans 12:12, be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. In the midst of adversity, let us cling to hope and persevere with unwavering faith. Fire may destroy, but it also clears the way for new life. Together, we can transform loss into opportunity and despair into hope. Let us rise from the ashes stronger, united, and ready to nurture a brighter, more resilient future.